Hello agents and welcome to my boss by boss guide for the Iron Horse raid on the Division 2. I have covered guides like this in the past for Dark Hours and Iron Horse, but I have recently put a team together to find the easiest ways to beat these two raids in Title Update 12. We have so many more builds now than when I made these guides in the past, and it's got so much easier. My aim of these guides is not to give you world record runs, but instead a very comfortable method that you and your team can use to beat both raids with ease after some practice. We were able to get a 22-minute Dark Hours run with these methods and a 49-minute Iron Horse run. Both times can be improved with the same method and improved on more as you get more comfortable in bringing harder hitting builds. You can also flawless both raids with these methods. Today we are covering Williams on Iron Horse. I'm going to go over all the roles, the builds that you want to use for those roles, and I'm going to explain our strategy. If you want to see any of the builds in more detail, then they'll be linked down in my video description along with all of the other boss guides for Dark Hours and Iron Horse. While you are there, you'll also find a link to the Best Division community on Discord, which I am a founder of, and if you'd rather just get help by another team through these raids, then we have raid teams on PC, PlayStation and Xbox that can help you. These guides are for players that want to form their own teams and maybe become one of our raid teams one day. At the end of the video I will show you a full run of Williams using the builds and strategies I suggest, and before we get going can I just ask that you like and share this video to show it some support, and if you are new to the channel then be sure to hit subscribe to help me towards my goal of 40,000 subscribers in 2021. The first role for Williams that we are going to discuss is the Overwatch Opportunistic role. This role will be a common theme throughout all of these boss by boss guides because it gives your team so much extra damage. It works better on some bosses than others, but even if you're only using part of the build, it is better than not having it. The build for this role looks like this. You want to run the Survivalist specialization with a concussion grenade, you want a Scorpio shotgun, and the secondary and sidearm are up to you. For the gear pieces, you want to run the Coyote mask, Badger Tough ammo dump holster, and the Fox's Prayer knee pads. The other three pieces can be Providence, or 2-piece Providence and a Gruppo, or 1-piece Providence, 1-piece Gruppo and 1-piece Seska. They all do the same thing, and you want the Overwatch talent on the chest piece and the Opportunistic talent on the backpack. Crit damage should be rolled on every single piece with weapon damage, and you'll want 2 pieces with weapon handling and the rest crit chance. Throw 3 crit damage mods in, and the skills that you want to use are the Revive Hive and then a crowd control skill like the Assault Turret, a Decoy or a Striker Drone. The purpose of this build is to be in cover and give all of your team members 12% extra damage with Overwatch. You will also shoot key targets with the Scorpio to proc Opportunistic, which gives all your team members 10% damage, and you are going to do some crowd control as well. On Williams, this role will stay on the platform and in cover, and you'll start off at red. We always start off at red, and the tank will correspond with a diagnostics person to start off the fight. We will discuss more about that later, but your main job in this role is to keep moving around the platform to wherever you need to be. It will be red, blue and yellow, and then in between all of these colours for what we are calling the Pac-Man phase. Just stay in cover as much as you can to proc Overwatch for your team and do ad control, and when the boss appears for his damage phases, switch to the Scorpio to proc Opportunistic on him and the other debuffs. At the end, after the alphabet phase is done, there will be a call to go up top, and you are going to need to move up top with your team and take cover near to wherever the boss jumps down. Your job here is again to give your team Overwatch and to keep shooting the boss with the Scorpio for the other buffs and debuffs, and once the boss is dead you'll work with your team to finish off the fight. Another common role that you'll see through all of these guides is the Tardigrade role. We have someone run an exotic Tardigrade chest piece all the way through both raids to give the team that extra survivability, and it keeps people up. The build for this role looks like this. You will want a grenade launcher specialization for the extra damage to target out of cover that it gives you, and for the explosion that it will soak up every 60 seconds. This perk is invaluable on both of the raids. And then for the weapons, you'll just want to go with whatever you're comfortable with. I go with the Eagle Bearer and the Baker's Dozen, and my sidearm is the TDI card custom. With this sidearm, it gives me a skill tier when I equip it, and what I can do to take advantage of that is switch to it before I use a Revive Hive to pick up a teammate. I can then switch back to another weapon to carry on shooting while the Hive picks them up, and what the sidearm does, it gives the Hive 2 charges so that I can then pick the Hive back up after I've got up my teammate. For the gear pieces, I've gone with 2-piece Providence and 1-piece Gruppo, but 3-piece Providence will work the same to give you the same set bonuses, and I have the named Fox's Prayer knee pads with the exotic Tardigrade chest piece. What this chest piece does is give bonus armor to each of your team if their armor is depleted, and they can make use of this every 45 seconds. It also works for yourself, and getting kills with your grenade launcher specialization will refresh the 45-second cooldown for whoever is on it. My backpack talent is perfect vigilance, but normal is fine, and you'll want to tailor the last piece to the main weapon that you use. As I am using an assault rifle, I have gone with Fenris. All pieces should have crit chance and crit damage rolls on them apart from the chest piece, and you want to have 3 crit damage mods on as well. The skills you want to use on this build is a revive hive and anything else that is required for each boss. On the Williams boss fight, apart from the build, the Tardigrade role will count as a DPS role and we'll cover that soon. I will now go over the healer role. This role is used for every boss except one in these boss by boss guides for Dark Hours and Iron Horse. Although the role tasks will change at times, the build can stay the same throughout and it looks like this. You'll want to run a survivalist specialization for its healing properties, and then I have the Scorpio and designated hitter as the weapons. The sidearm does not matter at all, and the most important part of this build besides from being able to heal people is that it is 4-piece future initiative, and you'll have these in the mask, chest, holster and knee pad slots, and you'll also want to have repair skills rolled onto all of them. Future initiative comes with a lot of healing properties but also the ground control talent. This talent gives every member of your team 15% extra damage if they are at full armor, and the future initiative chest piece ups this to 25% extra damage. You then want to have the BTSU gloves so that you can refresh hives and overcharge when it is needed, and you'll want an Alps backpack. The talent on this is up to you. I feel that the build gives enough heals anyway, so I go opportunistic and proc it from time to time with the Scorpio. I know we already have a role covering opportunistic, but it's an additional option if needed. I have the Incendiary Grenade for crowd control, and you want to have the Restorer Hive and a Chem Launcher for heals. I mix up the 3 mods with Skill Haste and Repair Skill mods. As the healer, your job is obvious, and you are there just to heal people. You'll want to start off at red as the fight starts and just move around the colours as they get called out. Your job is to drop your Restore Hive down at each colour on the platform to keep everybody healed, and then shoot your chems at people who need those extra heals. You will do the same for the Pac-Man phase, and just make sure that you are positioned where the runner is working the Pac-Man cogs, and then for the alphabet phase, you'll keep the runner healed while they shoot the letters. Once the alphabet phase is done, you'll go up top with everybody else and keep your team healed while they kill the boss. You want to use your hive for the team up top and your chems for the tank down below. For the final phase, you can stay up top to heal people as they complete it, or you can support your team with it, but we'll discuss that in a bit. Before we get onto the DPS roles and more details about the mechanics of this boss fight, we're going to take a look at the tank role. The build for the tank role is very similar to the one that I used in my Pfizer guide, and there are so many different ways that you can make this build, so this is just an example of one that works great. Starting with the specialization, you want the firewall because it will give your team 10% extra damage to enemies that you are near to, and you can take full advantage of this on this boss fight. The primary weapon that you want is the Scorpio, and the secondary and sidearm don't matter. Like with the weapons, the gear pieces are the same as the build that I use for Pfizer, and I have a Jarl mask on which gives me hazard protection as a set bonus, and I have rolled hazard protection on it. I have the perfect Vanguard Gilligard chest piece with hazard protection rolled on, and then the other 4 pieces are True Patriot that I also want hazard protection rolled on as well. The True Patriot team buffs work extremely well for when you focus on the boss at the end with this build. You will want to run with the Bulwark Shield and then a crowd control distraction skill like a decoy. At the start of this boss fight, you'll first go over to the button that the diagnostic person calls out. It is going to be blue or yellow. The rest of the team will be ready at red, and you'll hit the button to start the fight off and then make your way to red to also be ready. The diagnostic person will have to jump down and go back up before they can call the next colour, and if it is red, they'll be able to hit the diagnostic switch right away for you to hit the red button and the boss will spawn behind you. Hit the button and then tank the boss until he is immune and wait for the next colour to be called. If it is not red to start off, then you just need to go to whichever colour that the diagnostic person calls out and wait until you can hit the button. The boss will always spawn behind you when doing these buttons, and you'll always be ready at red after the boss is immune until red is called. Being ready at red will enable you to skip the mechanics required to hit the button, and it does save time. Once all 3 colours are done, you just want to make sure that it doesn't go back to a red phase. If red was the last of the 3 colours, then you are okay to go to the next step, but if red was called for the first or second phase, then you and a diagnostic person will want to get ready for another red phase just in case. Get ready on the red button and hit it when the diagnostic person is ready, or they'll say move on and you can move on to the next phase. The next phase is the Pac-Man phase, and as the tank you just want to follow the runner who'll be working on the Pac-Man cogs with the diagnostics person. Make sure that you tank any enemies that come close, and when the boss spawns you want to tank the boss. There are 3 sets of Pac-Man cogs, and you'll start with the set between red and yellow and then move clockwise. The boss will spawn right behind you on the first 2 Pac-Man sets, and then he'll spawn from the red door after the 3rd set. Just like before, everyone will shoot the boss to make him immune, and then after the Pac-Man phase, you'll move on to the alphabet phase. The runner will head onto the platform and find the letter A, and the diagnostics person will read out which letters need adjusting. As the tank, you'll just be by the runner as they go around, and you're going to tank any enemies that come near them. You can also get in the way of any gunfire from the boss if needed, and once all letters are done, your whole team will be heading up top, or you as the tank will find where the boss is and tank him. At this point, he'll be using the turret up on the walkway, and depending on how quick the letters were done, he'll be on his second or third turret. Your team will make sure that his third turret is not destroyed until everyone is up top, and you want to make your way to where the third turret is. He will jump down from here when it is destroyed, and you or a teammate can drop a decoy at your feet to get his attention. As the tank, it is then easy to tank the boss while everybody up top shoots him. The healer up top will make sure that you get heals with the chems, and you can also call for somebody to shoot your feet when you get stuck. Once the boss is dead, you'll pick up the key that drops from his body. You then have 20 seconds to get the key up top, and you need to interact with this black box. As you are going up, your team will be coming down. Interact with the black box as soon as you get there, and your team must separate to make sure that all 3 buttons at each colour are hit for one final time. They do not need to be in sync, they all just have to be hit before the 20 seconds is up. Once the key is in and all 3 buttons are hit, the boss battle is over. The DPS role is the final role that will be given to everybody else. So at this point, you're already going to have somebody allocated to the Overwatch Opportunistic role, the Tardigrade role, the healer role, and the tank role. So the remaining 4 people will want to put on a good DPS build, and with the way we are set up, an Unbreakable Vigilance DPS build is perfect. You will be getting all sorts of extra damage from team buffs, so having Unbreakable on the chest piece will just add a ton of survivability to your team. And this stacks with Tardigrade too, so if your armour gets depleted, you'll get the armour back plus the bonus armour. A good way to do the build is like this. You want a grenade launcher specialisation for the damage to target out of cover and the immunity to an explosion every 60 seconds. You then want to run with the weapons that work best for you. I go with the Eagle Bearer and the Baker's Dozen, but your favourite assault rifle and rifle will also work. And then I go with the TDI card custom, again just to be able to proc an extra charge to get a teammate up, and then to be able to pick up my hive still. I go 3-piece Providence with 1-piece Grupo, and then I have the Fox's Prayer knee pads with a Fenris chest for the assault rifle damage. Crit chance and crit damage is rolled everywhere, with Unbreakable on the chest piece and Vigilance on the backpack. I have 3 crit damage mods, and you'll want to run a Revive Hive with whatever other skill you prefer. It is also advisable that one person running this build sacrifices their mask for the Coyote's mask, so that you have 2 of these in your team because they can stack. Only one person needs to do this because we included the Coyote's mask with the Overwatch Opportunistic build. So we now have 5 people left to allocate these 4 DPS roles in the Tardigrade role. You want to allocate 1 person as a diagnostic person, 1 person as the runner, and the other 3 people will be as ad control. We'll take a look at the diagnostic role first. As soon as you enter the area, you'll want to head up top using this foot lift and head to the diagnostics. There are going to be 3 bulbs, and to start the fight off, you'll want to tell the tank to head to whichever is lit up. It is either going to be blue or it'll be yellow. Hold the diagnostic switch in, and the tank will hit a button at that colour, and once done you'll have to get down from the top before a hazard kills you. An alarm will sound to signal that you need to do this, but we always get the tank to call out when they hit the button so that you know, because the alarm sometimes does glitch out. You will want to head straight back to a foot lift, and you want to time it so the second the hazard is gone, you go straight back up. If you're quick enough, you can head straight to the diagnostics before it moves on to the next colour. Everyone will always be ready at red, and you'll be able to hold the diagnostics before the flames appear if it is red. That way you can skip the mechanics here and the tank can hit the red button right away. If you are too late and the flames appear, the ad control people will need to find a red valve on the outside of the area that switches the fire off up top, and you'll then be able to hold the diagnostics button. If it isn't red, just call the colour out and hold the diagnostics so that the mechanics can be done, and once the tank hits the button you can jump down again. You'll need to watch out for the snipers that spawn here, and don't be afraid to let go of the button to deal with them when they do. These snipers have to be priority throughout this boss fight because they will one-shot you and your teammates. You just rinse and repeat this process until all 3 colours have been done. The first one to start the encounter off doesn't count, and always be ready for red until it is done. And as I said earlier, after all 3 colours are done, just head back upstairs and be ready for one final red phase just in case. If it is not red, you can carry on to the Pac-Man phase, but if it is red, just deal with it before the Pac-Man phase. On the Pac-Man phase, you'll have to go up top again and drop down one level to find 3 pairs of red valves. You start at the set that are in between red and yellow doors and work clockwise. Just interact with the 2 valves until you are told to stop and then move on. You can help with adds until the runner is ready at each set from where you are, and once all 3 sets are done and the boss is made immune for the final time, you want to head back up to this screen here. You are now on the alphabet phase, and once the runner is ready at A, you need to call out any adjustments that are needed. If the bar of the letter is blue and in the center, it is fine. If it is yellow and low, you need to call that letter and say up. If it is red and high, you need to call out that letter and say down. As the runner corrects the valves, you can see that they change to blue and you can move on. You can interact with this screen to change the screens, and you go from A all the way to P. Once all valves are correct, the pressure will stop rising and you'll get a timer at the top of the screen. Everybody but the tank will come and join you up top to kill the boss and then move on to the final phase. Next we'll look at the runner role. This role is basically the same as the ad control role, and you'll do the same as they do, but when you're on the blue and yellow phases, you're going to be running up top. On the yellow phase, there are 3 yellow switches that will be sparking and will need interaction with before the tank can hit the yellow button on yellow. The ad control people will need to find these, but there are a few at the very top and 1 level down that could be sparking, so the runner checks on these. On the blue phase, all of the blue valves that need interaction with are on the level down from the top level, so as the runner you will go up and drop down to hit these 3 valves so that the tank can hit the blue button. For the red phase, you should be able to skip it, but do help find the red valve on the outer wall if needed. And once you're onto the Pac-Man phase, you'll want to head to the cogs between red and yellow to start this process off. Let the diagnostics person know you are ready and tell them when to stop. I say stop as the cog is in a position just before where you want it to be, and it works every time. Stop both cogs, shoot the bulbs, and the boss will spawn behind you. Drop a decoy to take away attention, and you need to shoot out the lava. Once done, help finish the boss if needed and move clockwise to the next cogs. Rinse and repeat this before moving clockwise to the final cogs, and do the same again, but this time the boss will spawn at the red door. Once the boss is immune for the final time, I quickly hit a restock and then I head to the letter A on the center platform. I let the diagnostics person know I am ready, and they'll tell me what letters need moving up and what letters need moving down one at a time. The best way to do this is to approach the valves from this angle as the letters go around clockwise. This way you get quicker as you get more practice at it, as the letters are in alphabetic order. The only thing is you need to do the opposite to what is called. So if they say A down, you want to shoot the nut so that it spins upwards until it stops. Let them know you are done and you'll get the next letter. If they call up on a letter, you need to shoot the nut so that it spins downwards until it stops. Just listen to the calls and adjust all letters accordingly, and once done, the pressure will stop and you'll have a time limit at the top of the screen. At this point, you join everybody else at the top to finish the fight off. And finally, we'll quickly go over the 3 ad control people. Your role is just to be ready at any colour that is called, and you'll start from red. You must kill ads and stick as a team wherever you are inside the healer hive. Any enemies around the area will filter to you, and you can kill as you move. For the yellow phase, you will have to look out for the sparking boxes, and if the red phase is missed, you will need to help with the red valves. And for the blue phase, you just need to clear ads from blue. You'll all need to respond to the high priority targets like snipers and tanks, and you'll focus the boss every time he spawns to make him immune. Decoys are the best skill to run with your revive hive during this boss fight, and you should throw them out towards the boss whenever he spawns, but discuss it as only one is needed at a time. You should also pick one of you to fire a grenade launcher at the boss's feet when he does spawn during the first 3 phases. This will stop his seekers that he lets off from getting people stuck. During the Pac-Man phase, you'll do exactly the same thing and stick with the group and protect the runner from ads. Again, when the boss spawns, throw a decoy and fire a grenade launcher at him and make him immune. Once onto the alphabet phase, you'll want to work together on the boss's turrets that he moves onto on the walkway. You need to do ad control at the same time and help the runner out if needed. There will be rockets that drop from ads that can be used on the guns, or you can just shoot the weak points but only destroy 2 of the 3 turrets before the final letter gets done. It just makes things easier. Once 2 turrets are down, just focus ads until the letters are done, and then everybody but the tank goes up top. You can destroy the 3rd turret as the last few people get up top and the boss will jump down. down. Make sure a decoy is thrown at the tank's feet as the boss jumps down, and it'll make it easy for the tank to keep him where you want him. Just shoot at the boss until he dies. He does have a backpack that will flash green, and when it does he heals quick, so make sure you focus this. It will go off about 3 times before you kill him, and don't be afraid to do a little bit of ad control as well if you start taking damage. Snipers should still be a priority if they spawn. Once the boss is dead, the tank will head up with the key and everybody else wants to jump down and head to the colour stations. Communicate and make sure that there are 2 people on each station as you go. You have 20 seconds, so don't be afraid to kill an ad if needed, and once the tank has the key in, hit the button at each station and the fight is over. And now it is time to show you a full run using all of these builds and tactics that I have just discussed. Remember to hit like and share on this video so that others can find it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And remember, if you want even more help with raids, or if you just want to run with one of our many raid teams, then check out our community link that is in the video description and come and join us once you are finished. There are also links there to all of the builds discussed today if you want to see them in more depth, and to my other boss by boss guides for Dark Hours and Iron Horse. Enjoy the rest of this video, and until next time, stay safe and peace out. Let's go. So for this, Prof, you go wherever TJ tells you to go to. Everybody else get ready on red.
Okay. Blue?
Red. Ready.
Yes.
Pressing now.
Okay, jump down, get ready on red. And remember, sniper's a key, yeah? If you're a sniper, sniper's got to go. That's throughout the whole fight. They won't make you wipe. Okay, so Prof, you just be ready. If you see that go, you just hit it.
Okay.
Are you coming from blue?
Yellow?
Yellow, everyone on yellow.
Sniper?
I'm looking for the
I
sniper.
look for you, yellow sparks.
I have
Have
one.
one.
Yeah.
I've got one.
Is the sniper
Do
dealt
we need
with?
one more?
Yes.
Nice.
Sniper's down.
Shotgun around.
Just a one more, yeah? I'm up top now, it's dropping down.
I think I've got the last one.
Pressing.
Okay.
One more. One more.
Oh,
I thought you said you
no,
had
I
one.
thought it was last one. I knew it said be up top, I never looked. I'm going back up.
Sniper up there.
Lock in. Sniper down. Okay, jumping down. There's diagnostics on you. Or whatever. Yeah, I've got it here. Third.
Pressing now.
Okay, jump
Boss
down.
out. Decoys out.
New.
Boss
Nice
is
one.
immune.
Everyone ready on red? Kill your ads as you go. There's still ads around. We do clear the ads as we go. And then we're ready on red again. Good work. Good recovery there. Even with the mess up, that's quicker than last night, which was good.
Come on.
Okay,
Blue.
Okay, I'm coming up. Everyone blue. We know the last one's going to be red.
Sniper.
Okay? Look for that sniper, guys.
Oh,
Can help when I get up. Nice.
got her.
Oh, where's that heal?
In position for blues.
Blue's
Hitting valve
press.
1. Hitting valve 2. This game's tricking me. Oh, there it is. Put in valve 3.
Pressing
Boss
now.
out.
Okay, down.
There is a sniper.
Yeah, I was just saying, I thought I heard a
Sniper.
sniper.
I'm looking for her. Can't see her.
She's dead, I believe.
She's above yellow.
No, no.
I see her now. I see her. I see
No.
her,
Still above
yeah.
you.
Nice. Sniper's down.
Dead.
Dead.
The boss done as well, yeah?
Thank you.
Right, over to red.
Everyone red,
everybody.
everyone red. Yeah, yeah.
I'm headed up.
Prof's already there. Nice work.
Decoys behind Prof. Coming upstairs.
Ready?
Pressing now. Pressing now.
Nice, jump down. Good work.
Casually shooting the decoy.
Immune, okay. So now everybody's going to stay on me. I start from where we are, really, just a bit clockwise.
Red, yellow, yeah.
Oh shit. I'm not
Roger.
gonna be alright.
Sniper up top.
Ready when you are, TJ. Sniper.
Oh, this is sniper.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Yes.
Thank you.
Decoys going out by the door ready.
Stop.
Get my grenade launcher.
Stop. Okay, boss, I've got lava. Oh, just over one clip. Who needs glass cannon? Nice work, moving clockwise. Got some ads.
I'm all left my grenade launcher if anybody's got one on.
Anyone got a grenade launcher on? I'm ready, TJ.
I've got grenade launcher. Why?
Me too. As
Stop.
soon as the boss comes through the door, shoot his feet.
Oh yeah.
I'm blind. Decoy's gonna go out now.
I'm being shot in the back while I'm shooting this way.
Stop.
Somebody-
Boss is coming.
Shoot his feet, Fanny.
Yeah.
Good job.
No, it's so close to one clip. If I had like 5 more rounds. Nice work, moving clockwise, clearing out as I go.
Behind you, Penny.
Got it. Nice call, TJ.
Thank you.
Teamwork. Ready when you are, TJ.
That's what we do. He comes out a red door here, don't he?
He does, red door this time. Stop.
Chuck my decoy up ready.
Stop. Okay, he's coming.
Heavy on the platform.
We shouldn't have a red phase because the last one was a res phase.
You?
I just need to go and get some ammo for it.
It's behind. I'm stuck.
Just casually running around
Can
shooting
anyone
everybody
shoot
out there.
TJ? Everyone cover TJ. You good? Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I got out of there. I was kind of stuck.
No worries. I'm on alpha when you're ready.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
We've got Alpha up.
Oh, we got a tank
Bravo.
in the middle.
Yeah, he's
Up.
taking him now. He's gone.
Okay, alpha up, bravo up. Done.
I'm gonna
Charlie
go
down.
Can we get Lucas up?
I
We
got
need
him.
Lucas up.
I got him. I get him. I get him.
Charlie down.
Charlie down. Delta up.
Yeah.
Echo down.
Echo down.
Angelo.
Kilo up.
Kilo
One turn
up.
down.
Yeah.
Kilo up. Lima down.
Lima down. Yeah.
Mike down.
Yeah.
That should be it.
Okay, everybody up top. If he's on the
Sorry,
second
second
turret,
turret.
that's fine. We can work on that from up top. Nice work, very quick.
I need ammo.
Oh, I'm in trouble. I ran the wrong way. I could be going down. Oh, I ran the right long way there. Okay, he's down on his last turret now. Loads of time. Tank, wherever he goes to is where you're going to be heading to. I'm not sure where that is.
On my way.
I've got a rocket for his last turret, wherever it might be.
Nice,
Where
good
is it?
thinking.
That red.
Is that red? There you go, Prof. At red. Let's get a turret down. Scorpio person, just don't shock him up top. Let him jump down to Prof. Healer, make sure you keep Prof alive.
Good enough.
Everybody, if a sniper's out, make sure the sniper's dead.
First decoy's mine.
Nice. Go him.
As soon as he comes down.
Let's jump down.
He's
There we go.
down.
You can get the decoy. You can do the Scorpio. Yeah, remember, nice clear calls at the end of this. We've got loads of time to clear ads as we go down. We need 2 people on each. That damage was absolutely epic.
I'm getting shot in the back.
Okay, let's finish him.
I've got you, Prof. I'm trying to get you. I got you.
Recon
Neon.
going to yellow. Recon's going to yellow.
G going to blue.
I will
red.
go.
I'll go red.
I'll go yellow.
Okay, I need one more on blue with me.
I'm on there.
Nice.
Right, Recon, are you good? I'm gonna go around and.
Okay, see
I'm
one
here.
on red.
Yeah, I'm on blue.
Yeah.
I think they're above us though.
Key is in.
Pressing.
Red's
I
done.
can't press it. Crawl out the way, crawl out the way, crawl out. Look, Tommy, crawl out the way, crawl out the way.
4.
Done.
Yes, good job.
Sorry, Tommy.
No,
Okay, you know.
I didn't know there was an issue.
Panicked then, I was like, those reviving, crawl out the way. Well done, team. Flop.